No, more seriously, yes, both. And here's why. People who are writing single volume novels can get to the end of them and then fix the bits that were obviously wrong, that have changed during the course of writing them. When you write a multi-volume story, especially one that takes you many years to write, not only are things even more likely to change during the course of that time, but by the time the last volume has come out, by the time that you're writing the last volume or the last part, oftentimes the earlier parts have actually been printed already. They are in people's houses and therefore hard to fix. I often make a joke about going door to door with a felt pen, saying, let me borrow your book back. Okay, see that part there where it says dead? Okay, no, I'll cross it out. It says breathing very shallowly. So, sorry, it's an old joke of mine, but it's actually very germane, because what happens is, when I start writing a book like this, I have to at least know the general shape of it, but I also have to know certain things that are going to happen at the ending in a little bit of detail, so that I can treat the early volumes as though they are all part of one book. In other words, I can, just as much in the first volume as in the second or third volume, I can put in clues or leave little hints or puzzles that will be solved later on. But at the same time, if you're going to be working on a story for 4, 5, 6, 7 years, the last thing you want to do is have it all figured out in advance and then just go through it like some kind of death march, No, part of writing a book, especially a big story, is that you learn things as you go. You find things out. Things change. I can tell you characters that were not supposed to be major characters. In The Dragon Boat Chair, for instance, for those of you who read those books, Cadrach was a very minor character. Cadrach the monk, the difficult monk, was just a walk-on character. He was going to meet Simon at the fair and steal his purse, and that was it. And then when I realized I needed somebody to go with Miriamel to the south when she ran away from her uncle's castle, then all of a sudden I went, oh yeah, Cadrach, yeah, I can use him. And then, of course, you start asking, well, who is this guy? What is his role in this? Why would he be in these places? What's his backstory? Because he's clearly not a very good monk well, I guess by some standards he was very much a good monk, because a lot of monks used to do a lot of drinking and things like that. But, what's his backstory? And he became more and more important and interesting to me. So you want to leave space within the telling of the stories. Oftentimes I liken it to when I'm starting out, I can see the tops of hills sticking up, and those are points I know I want to get to along the way, but the exact path and everything happening in the valleys is covered with mist. So I'm going to discover some of it as I go. Because it is important for me, for the book to feel as though it's all one story, and I didn't suddenly change partway through. So I always say it's a bit like walking a tightrope. You don't want to go too far to one side or too far to the other. You just want to get to the ending eventually.